Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, something inside you just stops? Like you're giving it your all, but the reward doesn't feel real? What if I told you that everything you've been taught about motivation is probably wrong? That the way most of us chase success is actually holding us back? And the truth about why we do what we do is simpler, stranger, and more powerful than you ever imagined. This is Drive by Daniel H. Pink. It's not a book full of complicated charts or corporate jargon. It's a book about why humans do what we do and how we can unlock our full potential. It's about discovering the hidden forces that push us or stop us from being our best selves. And by the time we're done, you'll see your work, your goals, and even your daily habits in a completely new way. But let me warn you, this is not a quick fix. It's not a set of tricks or shortcuts. It's a deep understanding of human nature, and once you get it, it can change everything. For decades, maybe even centuries, we've been told the same story about motivation. If you work hard, you get a reward. If you don't, you get punished. Money, grades, promotions, praise, threats, deadlines. And it makes sense, right? It feels logical. Do this, get that. This is called extrinsic motivation. Motivation from outside. But here's the thing. It doesn't work the way we think. Studies show that the harder a task is, especially creative tasks, the less this approach works. In fact, sometimes it backfires. Let me tell you a story. There was a study with kids and puzzles. Some kids were told, solve this puzzle and you'll get a reward. Others were just told, here's a puzzle, play with it if you want. At first, the reward-motivated kids worked fast. They solved it, got their prize, and stopped. The kids who just played kept going, even longer than anyone expected, because they were curious, because they wanted to, because it was fun. And here's the kicker. This is true for adults too. Companies hand out bonuses to try to make employees more productive. But for creative or complex work, it often reduces performance. Think about your own life. Have you ever been forced to do something for money or recognition, and it felt flat, empty? That's the trap of extrinsic motivation. And this is where most people fail. They keep chasing rewards, without realizing they're ignoring the thing that actually drives us deep down. Pink introduces something revolutionary. We humans have 3 true drives. Not 1, not 2, 3. Drive 1, autonomy, the desire to direct our own lives. Drive 2, mastery, the urge to get better at something that matters. Drive 3, purpose, the yearning to do what we do in service of something larger than ourselves. Let's pause. Think about that. Autonomy. When you get to make your own choices, even small ones, you feel alive. Remember the last time you chose your own project, your own path, your own hobby? It felt good, right? Powerful even. Even if the task was hard, just knowing it was your choice made all the difference. Mastery. Humans love progress, small wins, seeing ourselves improve. Imagine learning to play guitar. First, your fingers hurt. You can barely make a chord. But then, slowly, you play a song and you smile because you see yourself growing. That feeling, that hunger to improve, is deeply motivating. And it never truly disappears if you feed it. Purpose. This is the big one. The one that turns ordinary work into something magical. It's not just about money or status or approval. It's about meaning. Knowing that what you do matters. Like a teacher who changes one kid's life, a nurse who comforts a patient, or a writer who inspires someone halfway across the world. And here's the beautiful part. When you combine autonomy, mastery, and purpose, something extraordinary happens. Work stops feeling like work. It becomes life. Autonomy isn't just a nice idea. It's a practical, measurable force. Companies that give employees control over their work how, when, and even where they do it, see huge jumps in productivity. Workers feel engaged. They take ownership. They create. They innovate. Let me tell you a story about 3M. 3M is the company behind Post-it notes. They gave employees 15% time to work on any project they wanted. No rules, no boss, no deadlines. Guess what happened? That's how the Post-it note was invented. A little sticky note that changed the way the world organizes ideas. All because someone had the freedom to explore, to play, to follow curiosity. Now, think about your own life. Even small autonomy matters. Deciding the order of your tasks, choosing a project, taking ownership of your schedule. It's not just about freedom, it's about motivation that lasts.
Mastery, the power of practice. Mastery is messy. It's not instant, it's slow, painful, frustrating. But here's the secret. The pain is part of the magic. Think of a chef, a coder, a painter, or a musician. They don't start as masters. They stumble, fail, and make mistakes. Every failure, every struggle is fuel for mastery. Pink calls mastery a mindset. It's about embracing the process, not being perfect, not winning every time, but improving every day. Here's a story to bring it alive. A young violinist practiced for hours, every day, while her friends played video games. She hated mistakes. She cried over bad notes. But slowly, her fingers learned, her ear tuned in. Her heart felt music in a way that few ever experience. Years later, she played on the world stage. And it all began with that messy, daily practice. And here's the key for you. You don't need to be a genius. You just need patience, focus, and the hunger to get better. That's what mastery is. Purpose, the deep drive. Purpose is the secret ingredient. It's what keeps people going when autonomy and mastery aren't enough. It's what makes work meaningful. It's what turns a job into a mission. Pink tells the story of a nurse named Jan. She worked long hours in a hospital. The pay wasn't great. The shifts were brutal. But every day, she remembered one thing. She could ease suffering. She could comfort a scared child. She could make a difference. Her motivation wasn't money. It wasn't recognition. It was purpose. And it made all the difference. Now, here's the part nobody talks about. Purpose isn't just about lofty ideals. It's about connecting what you do to something bigger than yourself. Even small work can matter if you see the impact. Even mundane jobs become meaningful when connected to purpose. The risks of rewards and punishments. We talked about extrinsic motivation before, the old carrot and stick. But here's why it's dangerous. High rewards for routine tasks can work. But for creative or complex tasks, it can crush motivation. Pink calls this the Motivation 2.0 trap. Let me give an example. A company promised big bonuses for innovative ideas. Employees became anxious. They feared failing. They stopped experimenting. The result? Fewer ideas, lower quality, less innovation. Sometimes, the more you chase money, the less motivated you become. Crazy, right? But true. How to apply this in daily life? So, how do we use all this? How do we take autonomy, mastery, and purpose and make them real? 1. Autonomy. Start small. Take control over a tiny part of your day. Even deciding your own schedule or the order of tasks makes a difference. 2. Mastery. Pick one skill, just one, and commit to tiny improvements every day. Forget perfection. Focus on progress. 3. Purpose. Ask yourself, why does this matter? Who benefits from what I do? Even small answers can ignite motivation. And here's the magic. When these three forces work together, motivation becomes natural. You stop forcing yourself to work. You start wanting to work. And that is when extraordinary things happen. Think about it. For your whole life, you've been chasing motivation in the wrong way. But now, you know, money, rewards, praise. They're fleeting. But autonomy, mastery, purpose, they last, they fuel your soul. Imagine waking up every day, excited, alive, driven, not because someone tells you to, but because you want to. That's the power of drive. Not control, not fear, not shortcuts. Real motivation comes from inside. So here's my question to you. What's one thing you can take control of today? One skill you can improve? One way you can make your work matter, even a little? Start there, because everything else will follow. And if you do, your life might just change forever. Motivation isn't something you chase. It's something you discover inside yourself. And once you find it, nothing will ever feel the same again. Your life might just change forever. Motivation isn't something you chase. It's something you discover inside yourself. And once you find it, nothing will ever feel the same again.